It's Ashley here from the Recipe Rebel, and today we are making sweet, sticky, crazy addictive monkey bread. It is the easiest make-ahead breakfast or brunch or even dessert for the holidays or any lazy weekend. If you need a cheat, you can easily use store-bought bun dough or biscuit dough, but today we're going all out and we're making everything from scratch. So we're gonna start by making our yeast dough. First, we need to warm up our milk. I'm gonna put it in the microwave on high for about 45 to 60 seconds. Now that our milk is warm, we're gonna stir in our sugar and our instant yeast. You can use active dry yeast if you want, it just might take a little longer to rise. We're just going to give it a good whisk until it is totally combined. Then we're gonna let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes until it's nice and bubbly. Now that our yeast mixture has a nice thick layer of bubbly foam on top, we are going to pour it into the bowl of our stand mixer. We're gonna add in our softened butter. Mine is almost melted, totally fine. Eggs and salt. So once we have whisked all of our wet ingredients together, we're gonna pop it in the stand mixer and gradually add our flour. I have 4 or 5 cups of flour here. We're gonna add it just 1 cup at a time. What we're looking for is a nice soft dough that's not sticky, but also not firm. So right in that in-between stage. So now that our dough is made, we are going to pop it into a clean bowl. We're going to drizzle some oil all around. This just prevents our dough from sticking so that when we go to make our monkey bread, our dough isn't completely stuck to the bowl. So just give it a little turn and flip, make sure it's all coated. Then we're gonna cover it with some plastic wrap or a clean towel and place it in a nice warm spot to rise. I like to put mine in the oven with the light on. That way there are no drafts. So while our dough is rising, we're just gonna make a super simple caramel sauce. And if you're thinking already that this sounds like too much work, you can absolutely skip the sauce. It's still gonna be delicious. We're gonna add butter, cream, and brown sugar. We're gonna let that heat until the butter is melted. Then we're going to let it boil for a minute or 2. So we're just gonna set our caramel sauce to the side. We're going to stir together some cinnamon and sugar for coating our bread balls. We're gonna add half of the caramel sauce into the bottom of a well-greased bundt pan. Then we're gonna add our balls of dough that are coated in cinnamon sugar. We're gonna pour the last of our caramel sauce over the top. So our monkey bread is ready for its second rise. We used instant yeast, so this isn't gonna take long at all, about half an hour, maybe an hour, until the bread rises up and it'll reach about the top of the pan, maybe a little higher. Then we're gonna bake it off, and at this time, if you like, you can also refrigerate it until the next morning or even freeze it for up to 3 months. Our monkey bread is all baked and it's time to get this out of the pan. The first thing we want to do is let it cool maybe 10 or 20 minutes. And then we're going to take a small spatula and just run it along the edge to try to loosen it a bit before we turn it out onto a plate. I'm not sharing. Today on the Recipe Rebel, what's the next word coming out of my mouth?